What is up, everyone? My name is Michael Pohl with Bay Area Aquatics, and today we're going to be unboxing and talking about this ATI 1 and 3 Pro sponge filter combo thingy. Alright, so before we get started, full disclaimer, American Aquarium Products went ahead and sent me this sponge filter no charge, but they are not paying me to say anything about it. That was the stipulation, was I'd be more than happy to talk about it, but I was going to be able to say whatever I wanted to about it. So yes, they did send me this for free. I didn't pay for it. That's American Aquarium Products. They are an authorized seller of the ATI sponge filters. Just throwing that out there real quick. If you're interested in buying one of these sponge filters, I'm gonna leave the link to American Aquarium Products down below. They've also got a YouTube channel that I'm gonna link at the end of the video and drop their link in the description below. I actually didn't realize it until I got the products, but I actually use some other ATI products too. These are their Pre-Filter Max 3, I believe. American Aquarium Products also sells these. I love these. These are like my favorite. I don't have them on the tank right now because I was cleaning them. I wanted to clean them really good for the video so I could show them off. So I threw just some cheap sponges on there, but I love these. These fit on my Aqua Clear 110s. They even come with all the adapters that fits pretty much anything, including these fit on an Aqua Clear 20, right? So this is way overkill for an Aqua Clear 20, but I love these. These are great. If you don't buy anything else, go buy one of these from American Aquarium Products. I love them. I'll leave the link down below. So today I'm talking about this, like I said, this is a 1 plus 3 Pro combo. While this sponge filter is recommended for under 50 gallons, they actually recommend to run like 2 or 3 of these versus one of their bigger, like number 5 sponge filters in some of the larger tanks. Now there's a couple cool things about this sponge filter. For those that don't know, ATI actually owns the patent on this style of sponge filter with like the break apart things and that, versus the people, this isn't actually one of them, but the cheap Chinese sponge filters like these, or like the one that's actually in my tank right now, right there in the corner, where I did my Powerhead video on it. That's actually how they saw it. Those are actually copyright infringement sponge filters. This one is actually the copyright. So they try to go after companies when they can, but you know, anyone that knows that, that's a long, hard process. That being said, there's some definite benefits of this. Now, I haven't used one of these. I talked to a bunch of people locally that I know that have been using these in their breeding tanks for a long time. I've watched probably 3 hours, 4 hours of videos on YouTube of people talking about these. Palmer Aquatics is a big one that like swears by these, loves them to death. Constantly talks about them and shows them off in his fish room. But like I said, there's a lot of benefits to it versus like a cheap Chinese one. One of the biggest problems that I have with this one is it's not my main source of filtration, and I have it hooked up to a power head. I wanted it to kind of just catch some of the stuff in the water, but whenever I go to pull it out of the tank, it gets stuff everywhere. It doesn't hold on to anything. Now, from what I've been told, both by American Aquarium Products and people that I know that use these, that won't happen with these ones. And that's actually a sign of the Chinese sponge filters because they don't use the same sponge as these ones do. There's some sort of patent technology is what I was told. So I'm excited to try that out. I'm definitely going to be updating you guys, hopefully in a month or two, just, you know, first impressions, and then maybe 6 months, a year down the line, give a little update on how these things are holding on. Like I said, I talked to one guy who's had these in his fish room for like basically since about the time I was born. So long time, however long these have been there. The other nice thing too, by the way, and I know I'm talking about American Aquarium Products a lot, but super nice guys, I like what they do. They also sell the individual parts. So if I, you know, say I'm missing an intake tube or whatever else, I can actually go onto their website and I can buy an intake tube by itself. They're out of Washington, I believe, and you know, they sell all the individual pieces, they sell all the sizes, they sell the Pro and the regular one, and we'll talk about the difference in a second. Another claim that they have is that this holds 5 times as much bio load as one of the Chinese sponge filters. I personally don't have a way to test that. They said that they ran some testing, I want to say in the 90s or early 2000. It's all on their website. I'm going to link to their article down below. I just don't have the time or the space to test that. But I'm curious on what you guys, have you guys ran these before? Let me know. I'm curious to see what your guys' experiences on that are. Now, as far as the difference between the Pro sponge and their regular sponge, this is a much finer material on their regular sponge than the Pro. The Pro is like a super coarse. This is the same or roughly the same coarseness as like an Aqua clear sponge. So for those of you that have Aqua clears, that's about the same type of sponge. I think Palmer Aquatics said these are like 20 ppm or 30 ppm sponge, versus up here it's a lot finer. So this is gonna not get clogged as easily. And that's the cool thing about this double, is you still get the fine filtration and the biological from this, but you get a lot more mechanical filtration with this one. Especially since I'm using it on a power head, there's a lot of high flow through this, and they recommend the Pro if you're gonna be using it for a very messy tank or a high power head, like a high flow style filtering system. Another thing about this sponge filter, and Palmer Aquatics pointed this out quite a bit, this holds like twice as much dirt and debris as some of the other ones do. So they were saying when they pull these sponge filters out and they clean them, there's like twice as much stuff when they're pulling out of the same tank. And so hopefully for me, this is gonna work a lot better than the one that I've got there for not much more money. The other thing that I've seen online quite a bit is, and I'm just using this one for an example, even though it's not the exact same sponge filter. This is a sponge off of one of the cheaper ones. And I've been told this sponge material actually breaks down pretty quickly over time. The most I've ran this is probably in my shrimp tank for about a year now. And I haven't had any issues with it yet, but talking to guys that have ran these things for like I said, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, apparently this sponge lasts a lot longer than those ones. Plus, like I said, they sell replacements, so for whatever reason your pleco's eating it or whatever, you can always replace the sponge on it. As far as setting it up, one of the nice things about these is they're super easy to like get into. They've got the little bullseye thing is what they call them, that hooks the airline into it. Palmer Aquatics just runs the airline through the gap in them, but you can actually attach it to the thing, and then you can actually attach a second piece of airline inside of it with an air stone. I believe they even sell a diffuser. If not, you can buy a little diffuser that clips on the inside, so you're not getting as big of bubbles and it's a little quieter. Like I said, for me, I'll be running a power head on this on the top of the intake tube, which is totally doable. The other thing that I'm going to point out with this ATI Sponge Filter is it just feels better made than like the, I think it's like a Zayu or whatever, the little XJ, I wrote it down, XY 380 Sponge Filter that's in the back corner here. The plastic on that seems a lot cheaper. It's not as thick of plastic. This is a lot thicker, a lot more heavy duty. It just feels like it's gonna last a lot longer and not break as easy versus something like that. So you are paying a little bit more money, but one, it's a small business. They do put out YouTube videos, like I said. They do some awesome content and try to help out quite a bit. And it's a small business. It's always good to support a small business when you can. So that's pretty much it on this little like unboxing and kind of like first impressions, I guess is what you would call it. I'm gonna plug American Aquarium Products again. I know I've mentioned them a bunch of times, but like I said, I do appreciate them sending this out to me. I'm hoping it works out as good as everyone's saying it will. If you guys need any of these, like I said, I'm gonna leave the link down below. They ship to, the other cool thing is they ship to Canada, Mexico, UK, Australia, most of Western Europe. They've got a whole shipping policy on their website, and you can shoot them an email and see if they're willing to ship to you. So that's another cool thing, is a lot of companies don't ship out internationally. They do, and that's awesome. I'm curious to see what everyone's experiences are on both of them. If you've ran both of them at the same time, what are your experiences with it? If you ran one with the power head and one without, let me know how you do that. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you disliked it, you know what to do. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell notification so you're notified every time that I upload a video. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.